Oxford Street in London's West End. Around 500,000 people walk down the famous shopping street daily, and they all have one thing in common. They're all wearing underwear. Well, most are.
It just depends on what I'm wearing. I mean, but most of the time I don't wear any anyway, so.
It has to feel good on me.
The purpose of underwear, just to keep clean.
It used to be tighty-whities, now it's become a fashion accessory.
If it has bows and ribbons and lace on it, it feels much more nicer.
Yeah, I think there's a certain need, but I wouldn't go spending hundreds and thousands on underwear.
I love underwear, yeah.
London's renowned Victoria and Albert Museum is showcasing undergarments in the exhibition titled Undressed. It features over 200 pieces covering 2.5 centuries. From the French-style hooped petticoat to latex lingerie, from simple cotton wear for weekdays to handmade Brussels lace, to 18th and 19th century corsets. They all have something to say about each era's needs, morals, and ideas of beauty. This corset from 1890, for example, aided by genuine whalebone, it slims the wearer's waist to a slender girth of 48 centimeters. X-ray images reveal just how much this fashion trend deformed ladies' rib cages.
A lot of people campaigned against the corset because they felt it wasn't good for a woman's body, and nor was it natural, and they felt the natural body was much more pleasing. So around the 1860s, encouraged by dress reformers, artists, doctors particularly, they started to develop what we know as the bra. It was called a bust supporter at the time, but it took time to catch on. So 1860, most women didn't start wearing bras until around the First World War, 1914.
The ongoing importance of underwear for women is reflected by this German corset from 1917. During the First World War, materials were in short supply, so it was partly made of paper. In the 1960s and 70s, more and more women rebelled against the dictates of restrictive morals and undergarments. Feminism and flower power valued freedom, and underwear was no longer de rigueur.
What you see now is this underwear of outerwear trend, and it starts in the 1970s. Magazines like Nova, which represented the kind of more forward-thinking young women, said if your bra strap shows, don't worry about it. If you don't want to wear a bra, but you do want to have some support, wear a vest. You can show a vest in public. And that's when it starts, when this division between what should be public and what should be private gets going. And of course, it's increased incrementally over the last 45 years. And today we don't bat an eyelid when we see a celebrity on a red carpet showing quite a lot of her body and revealing more through her garments.
Back to Oxford Street. In April, Selfridge's department store opened a new department for under apparel. It covers more floor space than any other in the time-honored establishment, and it includes an exclusive consulting service as well as a cafe.
The lingerie department was traditionally tucked into a corner. We've really opened up the light, opened up the space, and we're reacting to customer shopping habits. We know that customers want to be sociable when they're shopping. They're not only coming in alone, it's really an extension of their wardrobe.
As undergarments have become sexier and more external, they've lost their scandalous potential, at least in the Western world. The only taboos left for them to break are no longer morals, but ideals of beauty. British label Neon Moon designs underwear for women of less than perfect build. Instead of numbers, the sizes have names like lovely and gorgeous. Although they show life as it really is, the ads have met with scathing criticism. Hayat Rachi founded Neon Moon in London in 2014.
What got on my nerves is basically the lingerie industry imposes a very narrow standard of beauty that women are like subjected and pressurized from a very young age that we're meant to look like. We're meant to be big boobed, big bum and very small waist and whatever the norms are at the time. And I feel like no, and that is the bottom line of it. Everyone should feel comfortable to be themselves.
The exhibition at the Victoria and Albert shows how closely undergarments have always been tied to ideals of physical beauty and feelings of inadequacy. Underwear is so much more than something we wear close to our skin.